How's it going, everybody? This is Rob Novakast back with another video, and this is gonna be another quick review, going over my thoughts and feelings of this year's iteration of A Christmas Carol, or that has been released by Netflix. Scrooge, A Christmas Carol, which was directed by Stephen Donnelly, if I said that correctly, written by Leslie Briscuse. If I don't pronounce it correctly, let me know what the correct pronunciation is. But Stephen Donnelly, and the original story written by Charles Dickens. Now, for those who don't know, there's not much to talk about story, because to an extent, for those who don't know The Christmas Carol, it is about an old miser by the name of Ebenezer Scrooge who learns through the three spirits of past, present, and future, his evil deeds, what he's done in the past, how he can, better himself, and basically do this all in one night, and that is the night of Christmas. The story itself is, has been told many, many years. So there's not much to say about, the story, because it is, a familiar one to a lot of people, especially for those who have seen it through the holidays. I myself, when it comes down to it, this is one of my favorite stories to watch or listen to or read during the holiday season. And to an extent, this iteration is, although the same, is pretty good. Now, I think a couple of things I want to focus on is the way they present the story. And this one, compared to a lot of other variations, I would classify as more of a musical. There is, when the movie first starts, there is a song that is sung by the nephew of Ebenezer. And throughout the songs, it gets, from one song to one song. I think maybe every 7 to 10 minutes we get a new song. So all in all, music itself, there's abundance of. There are hit and misses, but I like them all the same. One thing I actually really enjoyed about this particular movie was the spirits. And to an extent, there's been a lot of creative designs for the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Though for a lot of iterations for future, it's just a creature cloaked and showing, Scrooge, the dark future. Whereas you have Christmas past and Christmas present presented in a very interesting way. Two iterations, in fact, or at least I think, actually, another thing about a lot of iterations when it comes down to the Christmas past, representing light and just things that are good in the past. In recent iterations, them being like a flame or a candle. In this iteration, you have the spirit of Christmas past as a candle that basically can shapeshift. So to an extent, you have this female character who is able to change themselves, or at least change into various people that Scrooge has known in his past, or past iterations of himself, which I thought was kind of funny. The iteration for Christmas present was colorful. I want to say he almost looked mechanical, so to speak, when we saw him. He at this time around, he has little elves or little fairies that float around him, which was weird. Which, by the way, going to the the coast of Christmas future, the same fairies turn into demons, which I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, all in all, it's interesting. And by the way, something I should point out too is, especially with characters, going further into characters, is there are certain interactions that we don't see in a lot of variations. Now, when it comes down to at least some of the iterations that I've seen, it doesn't go into much detail as to why Scrooge is somewhat kind of at odds with his nephew. They kind of go full force as to why Scrooge like despises his nephew, even going out of his way to basically just saying like right out in the open with an audience that his birth was the cause of his sister's death. Which, when I saw that, my jaw almost dropped. I was like, wow, I don't think they've ever kind of gone too much into this. When it came down to I guess, if anything, when it comes down to, like, the moments of the past, you really, I mean, I think they try to set it up where he's, like, more sympathetic, but because of so much bad, he's kind of gone into this whole mindset of just doing bad. As time progresses, and I'm talking about Ebenezer, by the way, to an extent, as we progress through the film, he realizes that his deeds have caused so much pain. I guess there's a connection with Cratchit and Scrooge in their past that Scrooge doesn't even realize that he caused or helped cause. Going further than that, they try to draw similarities to Scrooge and Cratchit when it comes to Tiny Tim, in terms of like moments, or at least when it comes down to like as they go through the present and future, cracks of like, I guess, visions of the past start to flood Scrooge and start to open up his heart a little bit more and more. Like having like him almost going into a panic attack at one point, realizing what he's done. All in all, I will say that, you know, just going through it, this was a interesting film. Nephew, I don't think I have much to say about him, because again, he's not the main focus. I like the Ghost of Christmas Past. I thought that one, that the ghost, which was played by Olivia Colman, was a lot of fun. You had Trevor Duan Lucas playing as Present, which I don't have much to say about Present, honestly. All in all, it's I'll say it's an okay movie. The animation as well is done really well. I enjoyed it. It looks colorful, like in moments of like the film itself. It is colorful, and actually, now that I think about it, it almost looks like a Disney movie. Like, thinking about it now, it looks like a Disney movie. So, do I recommend it? You know, honestly, for Christmas, let's face it, for Christmas, go check it out. It's a decent film. It's not the best, and I say that because although I like characters like Scrooge and the Ghost of Christmas Past, some of the other characters are, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember much about them. But all in all, at least they didn't have much of an impact. They really try to push although I get it, they do try to push the connection to Bob Cratchit and Scrooge to make it seem like both their situations are similar, or their past and what's happened to them is similar, as well, like trying to really kind of forcing the guilt. Out of the three ghosts, the one that's like the most lacking is unfortunately Death. I didn't like the Death ghost. I don't feel like that one had much impact compared to, like, let's say what they did for Zemeckis' Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey, where the ghost is more of a shadow and periodically will, reach out or at least come out of the shadows more and more. I thought that one was kind of cool. What they did for Jim Henson's Christmas Carol was okay. This one, the one for this one was not that great. So, above all, again, this movie's a hit and miss, but I recommend watching it just once because it is Christmas. See what you guys think. So, final verdict, I think I'm going to go ahead and give this a 7 out of 10. It has its good moments. It has a lot of songs to it as well. It's the musical version of Christmas Carol. I like some of the things they tried to do with Scrooge, although almost sometimes it felt forced. Some of the designs for the ghosts, which, by the way, I forgot to mention Jacob Marley's rendition, or his design for this movie. Some of the ghosts are hit and miss. The two of my favorites are Jacob Marley and Past Ghost. Some of the characters, although minor, they're side characters. I forgot about them, most of them anyways. And to a degree, it's an okay movie, but that's just me. 7 out of 10 for me. So, anywho, with that though, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. What are your guys' thoughts of if you guys have seen it, Scrooge and Christmas Carol on Netflix? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as checking our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you guys next video.